Hey everybody, Jason Grandin, Arizona Real Estate Connection, instantrenters.com, all powered by Platinum Living Realty, full-time agent for your full-time life here in Cave Creek, Carefree, Desert Mountain, and the Boulders. Hey, today we had a really great day. We had a chance to meet Craig Colgrove and his associate CHAD SCHWAN from Colgrove Financial. They are insurance agents. You'll see here shortly the interview I had with them, talking about the importance of having insurance. Whether you own a home and you need insurance, or you're renting your home out and you need insurance. Some informative information here. If you have any questions or you need anything from them, contact them at the information at the bottom of the screen. Hope you enjoy the interview. We look forward to talking to you. Anything real estate related, give me a call. I look forward to working with you. I'm Jason Grandin. Talk to you soon. Hey everybody, we are here this afternoon with Colgrove Financial, Craig and Chad.
How's it going?
So, okay guys, hey, so we are on parkbench.com today, and we cater to Cave Creek, Carefree, Desert Mountain, and the Boulders up in North Scottsdale.
Nice.
So anyway, I wanted to give everybody an opportunity to meet a couple great insurance guys. And Craig, why don't you tell us about your insurance agency here?
Basically, we're an independent brokerage operation, so we handle 12 to 14 different carriers, which works out really well for most people because now we can shop for you. Everybody does this stuff, but everybody has different sweet spots. And so by having different carriers, they have the same issue. They all have their sweet spots, but depending on where you're at depends on where we can put you and that. So that really helps. Plus also, you get to talk to the same people. We're not at 1-800 wherever you are on the planet and that. So if you have a question, you have an issue, something's working or not working, you get to talk to the same people, and we're here. We have 24/7 people answering the phones. So if you get a wild idea at 3 a.m, you can actually talk to a live person and that. So you don't get the endless voice chains.
So one of the questions we get when we sell a house or rent a house, what's the difference between homeowners insurance and regular insurance?
Well, so when you're looking at homeowners insurance versus renters insurance, when we're looking at renters insurance, that's normally where people start. And all we're doing there is we're covering your personal property. These are things like your clothing, your electronics, your furniture, things of that nature. So we're looking for a number that encompasses those personal property coverages, okay? When we're looking at a homeowner's policy, when you buy a house, now we're also insuring the structure. So we're insuring your stuff plus the place your stuff is in. So when you buy a home, you're going to see things like dwelling amounts and things like that. That's how much your house is insured for. Whereas on a renter's policy, all you're going to see is personal property coverage because that's all we're insuring because somebody else is responsible for the structure.
So does that have to do with home warranty stuff as far as your appliances and stuff like that?
Home warranty is something that's different. We do have carriers that offer some coverages that actually can be attached to your homeowner's policy that offer home warranties. We also offer home warranties. Home warranties deal with the sudden and unexpected breakage of appliances and equipment. So your washer just breaks out of nowhere. As long as there's no water leaking out of it or anything like that, it just won't work anymore. It's not really covered on a home insurance policy, but it would be covered on a home warranty policy. The home warranty policy has things like service calls and different types of deductibles and things. It's adjustable to fit your needs. Maybe you have some older equipment in a new home that you purchased and you're kind of iffy on whether or not it's going to last a long time. A home warranty might be a good thing to pick up for a couple years to make sure those appliances, if they do go wrong, you don't have a major out-of-pocket expense.
So Craig, you've been out here 35 years?
35 years we've been doing this.
Longer than I've been alive.
So
that's scary.
So do you see a big difference in the area as far as what kind of insurance you need? So living up in Carefree, Cave Creek, Desert Mountain area compared to maybe in the inner city, is it a different type of insurance you want to
Different types of coverages and that. Also depends on what you're covering. And that the homes up in the north part of the valley tend to have more acreage and things like that. So you've got things outside, swimming pools, casitas, you've got outdoor entertainment areas, which you really don't have a lot of when you're in the city. So it's a little bit different type of coverage in that. So you have to kind of look, each one's different, each one's individual.
And so you guys will sit there and go through that with the people
Oh, yeah.
of what they need.
Yep.
So you're on a golf course, ball comes smashing through your window. Is that
Yep.
covered?
Both sender and both the person who sent the ball and the receiver of the ball are actually covered on that one. Yeah. Yep.
Fantastic. Now, going out to the acreage stuff, a lot of people have horses and ATCs and the quads and all that fun stuff, boats. How does that tie in with their homeowners insurance?
There are some companies that allow us to list ATVs on homeowners policies. There are some companies that do not. There are some companies that have malleable, what do I want to say here, limits for farm animals. So say you have 2 horses, that's large equine. We do have some homeowners policies that through no other, just a rider, you can have a regular homeowners policy with that. We also offer farm coverage.
Sure.
Yeah, that's known as gentleman farmers coverage.
All right.
Okay, because you're not really a rancher, but you have your couple of cows, or you've got 3 or 4 horses and that, and your goats and whatever.
Now, if you go beyond that limit, we also have options for farm insurance. And there are some houses that, you have 5 horses. Well, unfortunately, that pushes you out of qualifying for homeowners insurance. But that just means we have to take you to another carrier. We have to solve the problem a little bit differently than we thought we could. No big deal.
So tractors, gators, and all that stuff is not part of an auto policy?
No.
So that would be special.
That stuff you would want to list on a homeowner's insurance policy, or you would want to get a special policy for those. We also offer just straight up ATV policies and straight up boat policies. So you can actually insure those separately elsewhere. I know my family has 2 side-by-sides that are insured elsewhere, and they ride those everywhere. They have, same type of coverage as your auto policy with liability limits and deductibles, and they work similarly to your auto coverage.
Sure.
Yeah.
So sometimes we'll end up with different carriers to get the right mix to cover you. So it's not like we will have one company that will cover everything that you have, that we might, but if we don't have that, or it's better to do it, we can split it apart, but you still only have one place to call. So it simplifies your life.
So one of the big things up north, and even down here, but up north, a lot of people are buying these places as second homes, or maybe an Airbnb type deal. So are you gonna want them to have different types of insurance?
Yes. Secondary homes, they have different secondary and seasonal homes. They are listed differently. Also, we do have a couple companies that do Airbnbs. So if you're looking at doing that, that is something that we can actually insure. Your standard homeowner's insurance does not always cover Airbnb risks. So it's something that you might want to reach out to us and talk to us about before you do it, if you're thinking that's something you might want to get into.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do they require a different type of coverage as far as the renter having insurance? Do you recommend the person who's renting for that week?
No, it's more how liability tracks and things like that. So it's a lot of nerdy insurance stuff on the back end, but it is insured differently because you have people coming in and out of your house, and you've kind of turned that house into an income property. Even though it's not a business, it's kind of a business, and insurance companies don't like that kind of gray area. So they like to get that cleared up.
Now, what about when you're insuring the individual or LLCs? Is that different types of policies?
Not usually. No.
Okay.
No.
You just have to make sure that it's named correctly.
Yep. Trusts and all that kind of stuff are usually pretty much the same. The name insured just becomes the trust or the LLC. Then we normally have the person's name on there as well for just contact information.
We all normally run into the LLCs when people are doing rental properties. Because a
Perfect.
lot of this stuff is their own personal when they're doing it, or if they'll have a vacation home through, their vacation rental, VBR, and that sort of thing. Because that they have actually bought it to be a rental, even though they may live in it a few weeks out of the year. They'll have that inside an LLC to kind of give them some sort of liability protection.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. So what would you guys say to the people that are living up north that are thinking about coming out here and shopping insurance? And do you find it's important to shop insurance? Are you going to get different rates if you call 5 different companies? What are you finding that makes it important to use you guys compared to some other company?
What I think makes us unique is that rather than having to call 5 companies, you make one phone call, you get 14 companies. So you have access. When you call us once, we're going to shop 14 companies for you. So you know that We didn't just go, oh, hey, we shop this one company, these are the rates that we have, that's it. We actually looked at the industry from what little window we have and went, this is the best option for you. This is the tailored option. It's a tailored suit versus suit off the rack, you know?
And then Chad, you said you were available weekends. Unlike a lot of people, you answer your phone.
Yes, I do. I answer my
Perfect.
phone. You get a hold of me, yeah, I will answer my phone. Usually text message works best, especially if you're like, hey, I have a question. I'll call you back really quickly because I like to be in contact with people. I like to the more I'm in contact with people, the more I know what's going on, the more I can help them plan and protect what's going on in their lives.
And if you call on the weekend, even if you don't have Chad's phone number, Chad's cell number, we have the answering service.
That's right.
And so you get a live person actually talking to them that answer the phone just like we do. And then that message goes out to everybody.
Mm-hmm. They pass the message along to us, so then I also get an alert on that message. And
Fantastic.
if it's really, you're like, I need to talk to somebody right now, you'll probably hear from me again, because being in contact is huge, especially when something happens insurance-wise. It's never the best day. I always make the joke after I get a new client, I always say, the next time you talk to me, it's not going to be your best day, because rarely is it. Normally a claim is happening, and we need to be available to make sure that at least you're getting the right information and the right guidance to get the claim process moving forward in a positive manner, I want to say.
So now moving forward, as you guys know, there's a ton of different people moving here, younger, older, and they all different age ranges. And there's always been kind of a negative connotation with life insurance. So with that said, at what age should you start life insurance, and at what age is it too old to start it?
It all depends on what your purposes are. After 35 years, I've gone through all of the fun courses and all this other stuff that they teach. And I pretty much boiled it down to, it depends on what you're trying to do with the life insurance. There is a permanent need, but it doesn't have to be as big. Your biggest need is when the kids are growing. And that. The other thing is if you need it for estate planning. So you either use insurance to create an estate or to protect an estate. So if you got kids, you're trying to create an estate so that the family can run like it was when you were alive or your spouse was alive. And that, because we're replacing income. You can't replace people. Money just doesn't do that. So when you're looking at this, it depends again on what your purposes are. And there's all different types of products out there, again, depending on what you're doing. So it's not uncommon even to use a combination of different types of policies, whether it's an indexed life or variable life, whole life, they all have their place. Each product has their place. So if anybody says this is what you should do, and they're pushing one particular product, I'd kind of question that, only because everybody's situation is different, their family lives are different. What we're trying to protect and help people through life is all different.
And I would, from a personal experience, I had an incident where a child passed away and the parents didn't have children's life insurance, and they had to finance the funeral. I recommend children's life insurance. Is very inexpensive.
Yeah.
Being reminded of that loss every month, they had to pay that bill, and watching the family go through it, knowing them personally, it was difficult. So there's no point in time that's too early. The earlier you sit down and figure out just even minor life insurance needs, the better, because then you're educated. You're not waiting until you are in your mid-40s in trying to get things squared away. You had something when you were in your 20s that can kind of offset a lot of the other costs. You don't know exactly what's going on in your, early mid-20s. You're just starting to figure life out. But at the same time, getting something in motion for a permanent policy, like an index universal life policy or something like that, getting that in place early helps you save money later in life. And it can cut costs in half. So if you get a policy when you're 25 versus 45, you're saving a ton of money every year.
Oh, perfect. Well, this is great. So there's a lot of information. So for the viewers watching this, and we're going to push this out there, so there's going to be some viewers, why don't you tell us your names and give us your phone number where they can reach you.
I'm Chad Schwan. You can reach me at 480-830-2595, or you can reach me at 231-735-5024. That's my cell number. Like I said, if it's a weekend, try to hit me on that. I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Perfect.
And I'm Craig Colgrove. Phone number here is 480-830-2595. That's 480-830-2595. And we all have emails, which is, mine is Craig at wearingtoomanyhats.com. So you can, makes it easy to remember.
Mine's Kraken, like the rum, at wearingtoomanyhats.com.
Perfect. You guys have any words for our friends up north in Cave Creek and Carefree?
I look forward to talking to you guys. Reach out to us. I look forward to talking to you and helping you with your insurance needs.
Yep, we're in the preferred market, which is where you're at, which is our niche.
Fantastic. Thank you, gentlemen. We'll talk
Thanks.
to you soon.
Thank you. Take care.